We have a major update on OG Anunoby and Julius Randle regarding their injuries. This is coming directly from Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN. We're going to break down this report and what it means for the New York Knicks moving forward this season. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Adrian Wojnarowski provides a major update on the key injured Knicks players in OG Anunoby and Julius Randle. The Knicks have been bitten by the injury bug for a number of weeks. They've been missing Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby, and Julius Randle for a number of weeks now. They have not returned, and the injuries have been vague in terms of updates. However, now, thanks to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, he gives us an update about OG and Randle and potentially when we can see them back on the floor for the New York Knicks. Let's break down these reports before I give my opinion on it. Woj stated the following about Randle and his injury. According to Woj, there's not full clarity on this yet. Last season, ankle, there was a lot of suggestion. Have the surgery during the season. He didn't. His inclinations to play even hurt. That's his goal right now. Put anything off until the offseason. But that's still fluid. That's not been fully decided. Concerned this season about not just getting him back, but how effective he can be playing with that injured right shoulder. Woj continues and gives the following update about OG Anunoby. OG right on schedule. They'll reevaluate him at the end of next week, which he's basically talking about the end of this week. And then the hope is he starts to get back on the court then. Shout out to Woj from ESPN for giving us this update about the New York Knicks and these injury concerns. Now, obviously, with the Julius Randle situation, that really wasn't much of an update. We kind of knew about that initially, but Woj saying it again and doubling down on the fact that Randle could potentially still have surgery, and that has not been ruled out for this season, that is a little concerning. But before we get to Randle, we got to go to OG, because out of all the updates we just heard, OG Anunoby's one was the most positive. As you clearly see here, according to Woj, OG is right on schedule. That's exactly what you want to hear from somebody coming off of elbow surgery. Now, obviously, he has an intention to return this season. He wants to return this season, and he openly said that in a press conference when he was asked. But hearing that he wants to return this season, honestly, scared me a little bit because I thought he was going to return very soon, very early. And the Knicks have done admirably during this time when they're missing their key guys due to injury. And they've tried to win. They've tried to float along. But honestly, it's hard. You're missing your key defender, your key wing, the player you know you needed in OG Anunoby. He's missing legitimate time each and every game. You're not seeing him consistently. Then you got Julius Randle, your other star, your three-time All-Star who pulls so many defenders. He's out as well, too. It's going to be very difficult for this Knicks team to continue to float along. I don't care what Jalen Brunson can do. He's great, but he cannot continue to do it by himself. If he does that, he's going to burn himself out, something we don't want to see happen. We need to get healthy sooner rather than later. So I really hope and pray that the New York Knicks get OG Anunoby back. It's a positive sign to hear that he's looking to come back on the court for the New York Knicks potentially after he's reevaluated at the end of this week. And if that happens, it's only going to be a short time before he returns to the court and starts playing for the New York Knicks regularly again. Until he returns to the court and starts playing for the New York Knicks regularly again. But until then, we just have to wait and be patient for him to come back to the court. If OG Anunoby is cleared for on-court activities at the end of this week, then absolutely. I believe since he's right on schedule, according to Woj, he will be right on schedule to return for the Knicks, likely in mid-March. And we need him back badly. So I hope and pray OG Anunoby comes back and he's more healthy than ever. And regarding Mitchell Robinson, if you didn't check out the video that we just released on him, he's likely going to return in March. So that's another great update and a positive sign for the Knicks. With Julius Randle, we have to go back to exactly what Woj stated there. Because again, each and every day we hear a new update about Randle, it gets a little bit more concerning for me because it sounds like that surgery may not completely be off the table for this season as we may have thought. This first part, according to Woj here, is the most concerning. There's not full clarity on this yet. Last season, ankle there was a lot of suggestion. Have that surgery during the season, he didn't. His inclination is to play, even hurt. That's the thing with Julius Randle. We have to acknowledge that. With Julius, at the end of the day, he wants to come back for the Knicks right away as soon as possible. The issue with that is he plays a bully ball style of play. And if he plays that way with a dislocated shoulder, he can dislocate it again if he gets hit in the wrong way. They're going to tape it up. They're going to do everything in their power to make sure that that shoulder is safe and doesn't get dislocated again. But they can only do so much. If he falls on it wrong, takes the wrong contact, hits it wrong in any type of area or direction, it could dislocate again and he could miss a significant amount of time. And if that happens, who knows how long he could be out for at that point. If he does even more damage to that shoulder, he might not be able to wait till the offseason to get that surgery. He might be forced to get that surgery sooner rather than later. So there's a lot of risks with Randle coming back from this type of injury and playing the way he does. But that also poses a problem for the Knicks because if he doesn't come back and play the same way he used to play, then he might play a different type of way. Maybe he'll shoot more jump shots. Maybe he'll shoot more threes. And if he does that, in my opinion, I argue he's going to be less effective. He won't be that same Randle. And you need the bully Randle that we saw to start the season, that we saw who became an all-star again this year, playing the best basketball of his entire career. We need that Randle back. If we don't get him back and he comes back as a different player, he might hurt the Knicks, not help us. So it's going to be a very interesting thing to think about for Randle, the trainers, and the coaching staff regarding what they want to do. Woj stated it. There is not full clarity on what the Knicks and Julius are going to do about that shoulder. They could get surgery. They could rehab it. They could do a number of things. But if you know Julius Randle and you follow his career, he wants to always be available and be there in the big moments for his team. So everything is pointing back to the fact that Julius Randle will return for the Knicks this season. He likely is going to return sooner rather than later. He's going to try to continue to play with that shoulder, even though it's going to be a high risk of it getting dislocated again if he hits it wrong on any type of play or any type of run to the basket. So we have to remember and acknowledge that. But even so, Julius is tough as nails. He always wants to be available. He's coming back this season. He's going to do his best. He's going to try his best. He's likely going to get criticized no matter what he does. He comes back, he's going to get criticized for coming back. He doesn't come back, he's going to get criticized for not coming back. There's always going to be somebody that has something to say about Julius. So let me be the first to say this. Keep rehabbing Julius. Keep getting stronger. If you're healthy and ready to come back, come back. If you're not, take as much time as you need, get fully healthy, and then when you can come back and help this Knicks team. Come back and help us win like I know you can, and help us make a deep run in the postseason. Because honestly, that might be where we need you to have the biggest impact of your entire career. And we'll need you to be the bully ball Randle in those playoff series as well, too. If you need more rest to be that Randle, I'm all okay with you getting that rest. It's all about the team for me. And if you need rest to get better and to be 100%, take your time. This next man up mentality for this Knicks squad, maybe it doesn't get the victory each and every night, but the healthier that we get and the deeper that we get, I think that's going to change. But what about you guys? What do you think about the New York Knicks and these major updates that we just got from Woj regarding Randle and, of course, OG Anunoby, who, as Woj stated, is on schedule. Potentially, he can return soon. Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.